welcome back to another episode. And I'm just so excited to introduce this lovely lady over here. We're just talking a little bit about her journey, her achievements, and of course, the very exciting TEDx Lake Mary stage coming in Sanford, Florida on November 16th. So it's coming up kind of soon now, which is so exciting. But Melissa, thank you so much for taking a few minutes and coming on here. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's an honor to join you today.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited to dive in. So why don't you kick us off and just tell us a little bit about you and what you do?
So, I help high performers really learn the skills necessary to build thriving, peaceful relationships while chasing epic goals. As a speaker, author, and relationship architect, I combine neuroscience with evolutionary biology as well as my own lived experience to really help high performers learn how to apply the same skills that made them successful in business to their romantic lives.
That's
And,
amazing.
despite a lot of early career success too, I really struggled in this department for many years. I actually went on over 100 first dates before I met my now husband, even though professionally I was doing really well. I was a Fortune 100 consultant, I was a best-selling textbook author, but I was still really struggling with anxious attachment and people pleasing and not really understanding how exactly dating and relating as a high performer is different. So now it's really my mission and the life work that lights me up to really help other high performers learn love as a set of skills rather than leaving it to chance.
Mm.
And that includes the types of conversations you have even once you're in your relationship.
Yeah, sorry. I think I almost cut you off there, but I just got so excited. Like, there's so much to unpack in that. And there's so much that I'm interested in. And I know we only have a short amount of time. I don't even know how I'm going to get everything in. But first, I definitely want to touch on the relationship architect title. That
Mm.
is it's so interesting and unique. How did you land on something like that?
That's a great question. So, for me, the relationship architect is really about giving people blueprints, frameworks, and tools.
Mhm.
Because my goal as a relationship coach is ultimately to give people the template to follow in their relationship, exact scripts they can use when approaching hard conversations, so they feel equipped to do it without me. My goal is ultimately to become obsolete in being able to serve people. It's to give them the tools and watch them implement it, just like you would an architect. You're giving blueprints, you're giving a roadmap for someone to follow.
Yeah, that's such an amazing way to frame it. There's so much that we leave up to, like you mentioned, chance or just, I think it'll fall into my lap when it comes into relationships and how we navigate relationships. So, how do you find something and how do you stay in something that you think is good, but you're just not sure if you have the right tools? So what really started clicking for you that this was something that you needed to pursue further and specifically like this niche specifically?
For me, I actually never intended to get into this space. It was a little bit of a funny story. So when my husband, who was also speaking
Hmm.
at TEDx, Akshay Nanavati, when him and I got together, even the first few weeks into our relationship, there was an event where he was speaking, and I was actually invited on stage to
Hmm.
talk about our relationship and how we were making it work with him leading up to an expedition across Antarctica because it was very a high pressure situation. We were both what a lot of people would probably term high achievers or high performers
Mm.
coming together and being able to really integrate into each other's lives so quickly, we were getting more questions about our relationship from news organizations than even about his expedition. So it was this clear sign that there was a need, right? There's a need specifically for high performers to have different information because there's a lot of wonderful relationship dating books out there. But where we saw there was a unique niche, if you will, is really in working with high performers, people whose lives move at a different pace and
Mm.
require different strategies, different ways to operationalize the things that build connection and maintain chemistry. And so that's actually why we're even right now currently co-authoring a book together, tentatively titled Peak Performance Love. That's all about the pillars and the exact roadmap you need to do that while chasing your goals and really seeing that your relationship can be a force multiplier, not a
Mm.
detractor.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. I think that just makes so much sense. And I really see that a lot in my life as well. Like, talking with some of my friends. I mean, now I'm at this age where like all my friends are getting married and it's like confusing for me because I'm like, I thought we were all still like teenagers. Like I just got back
Love
from a
it.
wedding as well. And it's so great. But then sometimes I'm having conversations with my friends and it's just crazy to see how we all view relationships as very different things to ourselves. And so it's so great to have people that are actually speaking your language when it comes to how you view relationships. And that just makes so much sense. Well, you guys, and I love the title for that, even if it's tentative. I
Yeah.
hope hope it stays, but I'm sure there are other great options out there. But just to switch topics just a little bit, I would love to hear a little bit about obviously applying for TEDx. So you and your husband were applying for TEDx stages at the same time. Walk me through like what even was the first light bulb, like this is something I want to do.
So TEDx had always been something on my heart since, I mean, gosh, almost 10 years ago. But for me, I didn't really feel the call because I wasn't yet at a spot where I had what I felt like was an idea that was
Right.
really worth spreading in this space, right? That's what it's
Hmm.
all about. And I think both Akshay and I really started to come to that conclusion, especially when he returned back from Antarctica, that we had some unique points of view and ideas that we really wanted to share to help people. And ultimately for us, it's from a place of service. And that's always where we land with the work we do with clients, with the work we do in terms of workshops, on stages. And so when we both finally felt like we had this concept that we wanted to share, each separate concepts, we
Yeah.
started the application process together, which was so fun. I mean, just him and I getting to bounce off each other, share what we were working on, the way we were presenting things, and help just refine how we communicate the ideas that we have.
Yeah, I mean I totally understand. I'm sure it's also great to have like that kind of built-in accountability partner. Of like, did you apply for the stage? No, I don't
Yes.
I don't know yet. Oh, you should apply for the stage. Just might as well like go for it. Because I know when I was going through my journey of applying for stages, I like for a few weeks I just kind of got behind and I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna apply. Like I'm just too busy right now, or I'm just gonna probably get rejected. Like I'll just put it off for later until my dad put me on a Zoom call and he was like, have you applied for any stages recently? And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
well, and he was like, go apply to some right now, like while I'm on the call with you. And
I
I
love
did. And
that.
then that was how I got, like, I think that during that is the only time I really applied for stages. And that's when I got my actual TEDx in Cherry Creek High School in Denver, Colorado. So it's great to have a partner do it with you and really understand the struggles. And of course, the joy of being picked for
Yeah.
the same stage. Tell us a little bit, like, how did you guys feel about that?
Honestly, we were both a little on pins and needles about it. We both really wanted to, not only just for the experience of being on the stage, obviously, but the stage together and knowing that we could, to your point, have that accountability and someone to work with through the process, in addition to the coaching that we would receive. And we both particularly wanted to be on this TEDx stage because of the opportunity and the support that you are providing to the participants, I think is incredible. And the way we will evolve through the process is almost more exciting than delivering the actual TEDx, truthfully. And that was what we were both so excited about. And so when we also had to have that discussion of, okay, what if one of us gets selected,
Right,
but the other doesn't? And ultimately, we knew we'd get to learn from whoever if one of us got selected. So when
right.
it came through that both of us were accepted, I can't tell you how much that made our week, our month, like it was just so meaningful for both of us to get the opportunity not only to do it individually, but to get to share in the process of preparation.
Yeah, yeah, we were so excited. It was obviously like just transparently for if anyone's watching, like we didn't know you guys at all. It just happened that you guys just had some really great standout ideas that we really wanted to explore further. And then when we learned more, we're like, yeah, it just seems like a natural fit. It seems like stuff we want on the stage. And you guys are both talking about pretty vastly different topics, I would say.
Yes,
So
wildly different
definitely
topics.
pretty different. So it's not the same stories whatsoever, and we're just so thrilled. I would love for you to hear like how are you feeling like going into it? It's July. In a few months it'll be November, which is the actual event. So how are you feeling going into this now that the application stage is over? Now you're going into preparation mode. What does that change for you?
So for us, both of us, we're really just excited actually to dive in. I mean, there's already some training materials that
Hmm.
Tanya has provided, and so we're pouring through the material, trying to do as much prep as we can, but it's a lot of excitement. I mean, at the
Hmm.
end of the day, it's just gratitude and excitement leading up to it, and the recognition that that time will go by in the blink of an eye. So we are already heads down and starting our preparation. I'm even thinking about outfits. Like we're
Oh
going
yeah.
planning. We're looking into flights, like getting all ready and set because we're really excited to be able
Yeah.
to bring some unique things to the stage.
Yeah, outfit is necessary. You need to know like everything, like you're going through all the colors, like what colors am I bringing to the stage? I'm the same way because I'm going to be the MC actually of the
Oh
event. So I
yeah.
get to I get to be on stage, which will be fun, but then it's also like the same amount of nerves. Like I get to prep just like the rest of you. Like what am I going to say? How are we going to do this? But it'll be like you mentioned, just a lot of fun of getting into it and just learning more about yourself. And I wanted to mention this because we were talking about you and your husband both speaking on the stage. Someone in like your comment section left like a crazy statistic on the chances of both of you guys being on the stage. I don't even remember the number. It's like such a small number
It's,
compared
I
to,
believe, 0.0986% chance that both of
yes.
us would be selected for the stage if applying individually based on the number of applicants.
Yeah, it's like I saw the number and even I didn't realize. I was like, it is pretty crazy. It's like weird how stuff like that happens. But Melissa, thank you so much for coming on, sharing a few minutes. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. We're so excited to have you on the stage, and I know you're going to just give a slam dunk world-class talk in November. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Looking forward to seeing everyone in November.
Of course, and to everyone watching, really appreciate you as well. If you have any questions about TEDx Like Mary, you want to look at tickets or sponsorships, or you want to join us on November 16th, you can go to TEDxLakeMary.com. Thanks. Talk soon.